So what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna go here. Let me know if you can see my screen.
Not yet.
How about now?
Yes.
All right. So let's go here and we're gonna create a C project folder, and I'm just gonna delete this, and I'm gonna go to CMD code, or we're just gonna open up in Visual Studio Code since you already used the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start out with a simple file in C. So we'll call this as what's the name of the file that we should name it to?
M- It's a make file, like the make files or the process marks.
Okay,
So
pros. Hmm.
yeah,
So what
it's
should?
process marks
Mm.
dot c.
Let me see the document again. Where do you have the document? So process underscore marks. Okay, dot C.
Yeah.
Got it. So we'll just create a folder here, or just file, and we'll just say that. All right. So now that we are here, let me try to make this a little smaller. We're gonna start out with very simple stuff. I know that you know what a header file is, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna include the stdio.h header file. And then we're gonna have the main function here, main logic. Okay. So command line arguments you might need over here. One is int argc, and the other one is char uh, ampersand arg v, like this. Ignore the compiler things that are happening. So this is the command line arguments that we need. One is the number, and then the other is the list of characters. You'll see this come into action later, and
All right.
we'll also see a return zero at the end. Um, so if I go here and say open reveal in File Explorer, where is that? Okay, reveal in File Explorer, and try to run the code. I think you have C compiler, right?
I have a C compiler, yeah, but I can do it from the IDE as well, by the way.
Okay, you have.
'Cause-
Okay, you could do it. Yeah, I have GCC, so I'm just showing you
Okay.
GCC process marks.c, and you can see it creates an executable, and then a.exe, and then right now there's no output, so that's why it's like that.
Yeah. All right. So, when you run it, why has it named it A?
Yes,
How come it named it A?
it's the
I didn't
default.
see.
It's the
Oh,
default
it's the
name.
default. So if after the command you write a name, it's gonna name it that.
Yes, so if you use a hyphen o flag and say, okay, new name dot exe, now you can see over here it
All
changed
right.
it to
Got
new.
it.
Okay,
Got it.
and we'll just delete these.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we started that, let's create a input. Remember, they're saying that they need to read a file. Okay,
Okay.
so to read a file, we would need to use the file command. So one sec, if I can open up. So first of all, let's say characters, name, and then we'll have 50 characters. This is going to be for the name, okay?
Okay.
Score would be for, the grade, like what's the score, number, score, int, and then the grade is also going to be a character like A, B, C.
Yep.
So grade also we can give a size of 3. Okay. Now, um,
A size of 3, why? It should be a size of 2, no?
so
Because A plus, that's
just for
two characters.
yeah, just for safe side. One other thing I want to mention here is that when you create a character in C language, there's always an end character which is called backslash zero. Do you know that? So when you create a character, you would
So
have
it's
hi.
it's 012.
So yeah.
Um.
So when you say like suppose you create a string hi,
Mm-hmm.
hi, there's always C is gonna add an extra character at the end which is called a backslash zero.
Oh, okay, okay. I see what you mean.
You remember that?
I didn't know that, but I'll take a note.
Okay. Yeah, it's an important topic. Now if now that you let me know when you finish noting it down.
All right, done.
Okay. So you get what now you know that the file things what we have to add over here. So one thing we have to mention is the input and output files that are going to be generated, right? One is going to be the input file, the other one is going to be the output file, which is going to be a CSV. So we'll use this file type, and then we have exclamation input, and then we have file output. Okay. So
All right.
you might ask, where are these coming from? This comes from the C file handling system, which is provided by the line at the top. This one,
All right.
stdio. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay. I would say you can think of it like I'll give you an analogy. Like imagine files as books. Okay. So before
Yeah.
you can read or write a book, you need a handle to do that. Something that tells C which books are you talking about, right? And this is the handle, the input handle and the output handle.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So now that you have understood that part, now let's go to check the command line arguments, this argc and argv. So based off of the command line argument, the count, we're going to know if the file name is provided. So if argument count is less than 2, so if the count was not provided, we'll say you didn't provide anything. So we'll just say error, no input file provided.
So if argument count is lower than 2,
Hmm.
like what does that mean?
So um, when you go back to your Word document, do you remember
Okay.
that it said, uh, do you remember that it also give a, what's it called? Let's go back here. So if we're in the input, you can see that we are provided with argument count. Now I'll give you an example of what arg count is. Um, arg count means argument count. If it tells you how many words were typed in the terminal when you ran the program. So example, I will give you maybe over here in, let's say, Notepad++. So now let's say we want to run the executable, right? The executable will be
Yeah.
process underscore marks exe.exe, right?
Yeah.
But we can also just say process underscore marks. And then we have input file. Okay, this is our first input command line argument. How many parts is that? Do you know? How many parts is this?
No.
So this is two parts. One is the file name and the other is this argument. So how many parts is this? Two. Did you
All
get it?
right.
So
All right.
argument count is what?
Cool. So basically, what we're saying is we need more than two arguments because we need an input and output.
So based off of the explanation there, remember in the document, what does it say to you? You need the first input and then the output.
First input, yeah. So when we say lower than two,
So
Why are we saying that
yes,
exactly?
now we need actually two. We need this file name and we also need the input file. We don't need output file. Output file the program's gonna generate. So if it's like less than two, argument count is less than two, okay? If this happens, then it's bad, okay? Then we say, okay, this is you didn't provide the input file. Did you make sense? Did it make sense?
I mean, can't we, in a sense, like do it without this argumenting? Like, why are we even doing despite the check?
Because we are making sure that a user always inputs a file name. What if a user just enters like this process marks, but the program requires a file name because the file name has the information of the students, okay? It has the information, student's name and also the grade of the student. Did you understand?
All right, all right, okay.
If it doesn't clear, let me know. I can further explain.
I think I understand it. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So that's why we say if the argument is less than 2, no input file provided, okay? And return 1 means return it successfully.
All right.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now we're gonna try to open output file. Okay.
Okay.
So first check if the file name provided. If not, then go next. Over here is where what we're gonna do is open the input file. Okay. So we have the file open command. Okay. This is
For
also
okay.
it's gonna take in the argument value 1. You might understand. You might ask what is
Argument value one.
and we're gonna do read mode. Okay. So
Read.
read mode.
All right.
And the input, we're gonna assign this to the input variable.
All
Remember
right.
this
The
input,
one we created earlier.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we are using a file handle. We're gonna read the first argument. Remember over here in the notepad, this one. See, input file.
Yeah.
So we're getting that. We're storing that in here, input.
Yeah.
Okay. What if the input was null?
Yeah. If it's null.
Then what's
All
null?
right. So null means if there's like nothing inside the file.
Correct. So
Okay.
if the input was null, or also um, if the file existed but there was nothing inside or the file was corrupted, okay? Then printf error cannot open input file. Okay?
Yes.
And then we'll also return 1 means return successfully. I'll add some comments here so you can understand. Um,
I think I understand everything. It's fine.
okay, open input file. Okay, now after that, what we have is, okay, now we have the input file open. If suppose it was all good,
All right.
okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to open the output file. So open output file, and for that would use the f open, and we're gonna name the output file something. So we can name it anything we want. We'll call it output file .csv because they need it in a CSV file format. So we'll just say that. And then we want that in write mode because we're changing stuff, so we need it in W mode, write mode.
W is right.
Mm. And we can name this as output, okay?
All right.
What happens if the output gets null? These are good exception cases that we make sure we always add. So if output is null, okay, suppose if the output wasn't created or something. So what we say is printf error cannot create output file. And then we have a backslash n. And then we have, okay, we have to make sure one important thing is um, We have to close file, close the input handler, and then return one. This is very
So we have to
important
close the input. Why are we closing the input?
because if if it keeps op if it's keep open, it's a pointer. Remember, it's gonna cause memory leak.
All right, so why don't we close the output file as well?
Oh, right here. So you're saying why don't we close?
Close the output because we opened it as well, no?
So one thing, do you understand between the two variables? What are the difference between the two of them? These pointers.
One of them we have created and the other one is being created, like through the code.
Okay, which one is being created through the code
The output.
and input?
Input, we already have it, correct?
So it's assumed that the input already exists somewhere and the user is providing it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's a good question what you ask. Uh, we only close input there, right here, is because input was successfully opened, if you remember. Output failed to open.
Right.
Look over here. So if
Oh, all right. Yeah, yeah. Fair, fair. Yes.
mhm, output didn't even open over here, so that's why.
And then we're closing it because the output failed to. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So where there's nothing to close for output yet.
All right.
Okay, so now let's go and continue um, to the next part. So after this issue, now we have to make sure we write CSV header. So so we have file printf. Remember the output file, and we have to remember the top. I'm talking about the header, the column section. If suppose everything works out, now we are able to write onto our CSV file. And what we need is first the columns in your document instructions.
Right. So
It's mentioned
name,
first
score,
is
and
name.
grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First it's mentioned name, then it's mentioned score, and then it's mentioned grade, like this.
Yeah.
After that, we'll just give a nice like output to the user of the code in the console screen, and we'll just say processing rows. Okay. Now we have to read the file line by line as it was mentioned. So if you know the command file scanf, it reads the input handler because that's where the file is. And now you see this formatted output. We're using these format specifiers.
Yeah.
So one is percentage %s, the other one is, okay, let me add the double quotes here. So percentage %s and then percentage %d. So name, score.
So what is that? A percentage S and D?
So are you familiar with for are you familiar with format specifiers?
Not really. No.
Okay, so percentage %d is for number. Okay, score. So score is what? A number? And we want to make sure it's written in percentage %d. Percentage %d means it's a integer. Percentage %s means,
Percentage D means integer.
yes, percentage %s means string. So name is a string.
And we need to put them there. Why?
So we're using, okay, first of all, you can see over here, file scanf, right?
Yeah.
You know what scanf is, right?
Yeah.
Scanf is used to read input from the keyboard. File scanf is
Yes.
the same idea, but it reads input from a file instead of the keyboard. Got it?
All right.
So we're reading through the CSV input file. Okay, the input file
Yeah.
has would have a format like this. So it would have read from the file called input. Okay, and one word is first. This one, store in name. This is the one word. The whole percentage S means one single word, like Ben. Okay, that is one name. It's gonna store it in name, and this is the format specifier to do that. Same thing, one number. This means one number. Percentage D is one integer or one number. Store that in the variable called score. So in if the line, if a line is like suppose Robert 88, Robert would go to name and
Yeah.
88 would go to score.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So percentage S means you can write this down in your notes or paper. Read a
Yeah.
word. Okay. String, no spaces. It's just one complete word. If there's a space, then you have to add another percentage S, okay?
And percentage D means read an integer. All
Yeah,
right.
read an integer. Okay, one whole number.
All right.
If it's good, we can go forward.
Yeah. 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 I'm good to go.
Okay, so we have a file scanf and input. We read. Now we have to read continuously, remember. What we have to do is while read file line by line. This is just going to read one line only, right? So we need a while loop to keep reading. And we can also mention like this. So um, we can say, okay, eh, while this is equal to 2, okay? And then we decide the grades
Well,
and
this is
write them.
so. So we are saying if there is a name and a score,
Ah,
keep on reading.
right.
All right. Yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you why we use number 2 over here.
We use two because there's the name and the score.
Sorry?
Because of the name and the score. That's so while it's equal to 2, while the scan is equal to 2, so there's two inputs. So I mean there's two values, name and score.
Yes. So let me just repeat so that you have a clear short answer. And the core reason is we use 2 because file scanf, okay, is asked to read two integers or two things, sorry. Don't say integers.
Yeah.
File scanf
Yeah.
is used to read two things. And file scanf returns how many things is actually read. So how many is read? 2. So you were right. One is name, the other
But
is score. They should read two
but at the
things.
same time, what if we have four, for example? So we have two names and two scores.
Then add them
So
over here. Then two names would be percentage S again. Okay.
oh, we have to keep on doing that?
Yes. And then two scores if the line is something like that. Okay. And
Because
then,
on the example, which is on the worksheet, there's a lot of names and scores.
okay,
There's at least five.
no, we're going line by line right now. So
All right.
if, like, suppose right now the example worksheet has Robert and 88. Okay. It then it would
Okay.
take out Robert and put in name. It would take out 88 and put it in score. Because
Yeah.
it's equal to 2, then it would run this while loop.
Yeah.
Suppose,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it would go to a new line then. I will say Emily, and then we say 92. Okay, it would read.
All right, so we'll keep on doing that. Okay, okay, okay.
We'll keep going until the end of file exists. Okay, EOF
Okay,
end of file. If end of file exists, then we're not reading anymore, and we can just terminate the while loop.
okay.
Okay, so now let's go to the logic where we were talking about, and you understand that we're in the while loop now.
Yeah,
And I also asked you why do we do equal to 2? You gave me the answer to it.
yeah.
What is the answer again?
The answer is because fscanf has they want it to be two values, which is name and score,
Mm-hmm.
and
Correct.
then we can proceed. Yeah.
Exactly. We can proceed now deciding the grades. Okay. If the
Yes.
score, now we're getting every score, suppose is less than 50, then what we're gonna do, we do st string copy. Okay. This is a command in C language. We put the grade. This is how we assign a string of value in C language. We use the string copy command. Okay.
So this is how we what?
Assign a string to a value. Suppose, like I say name is equal to Emily. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how we do. So we do string copy.
Yeah.
So this is in C++. Okay. This is how we do in C++.
Yeah.
In C language, we do string copy, and then we say name, and then we say Emily. Okay.
So you cannot just assign it a value. All right.
It can't do it directly. You have to do through
All right.
this because the string is actually is um, is an array of characters in C language.
All right.
Okay, grade, what would it be? F. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, I think you can fill this yourself. It's super simple. Else if score is less than what, 65?
65.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah. It's a D.
Okay, I think this helps. So less than 65, what we have is D, and then if it's less than 75, it's a B. I think it should be B over here. And if it's less than,
Else it's an A.
okay, if
Yeah.
it's less than 90 actually, I think that was based off of your A.
Let me check.
Just
Yeah,
check.
90, and then we also have an A plus.
That's if it goes higher than a 90, or not, it goes 90 plus. Whatever is 90 or greater than that, it will go A plus. Okay,
Yeah.
this is how the string grade will be assigned a value. So we have name and score. So score was the number. Grade is the new value we are giving over here. Remember? And you asked me why 3 because I said to you there's an extra character at the end which is called \0.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that we have,
Yes.
okay, we have all of that. While loop is, okay, we have to do one thing also. We have to write to a CSV file. We didn't write right now. So we just stored the values in sorry, we just stored the values in variables, but now we have to write them into the new generated output. So we say file printf, okay, and we use the output handler, okay. That's the output file name. Okay, and how we write it is using the again format specifiers. So we have to use brackets, and in here first, what do we have to give first? We have to give the name, right? Like Robert,
Yeah, so yeah, the string,
then comma. We have to give um,
the grade,
score.
so
We have to
the
give the
score, yeah.
88, right? Or let's say 95,
And
and then
and
we
then the grade, so then
then
another string.
yeah. So we need first we need percentage what s,
Yeah,
then
S
comma
D S
percentage
name for
d,
grade.
then we have percentage s. And then we have backslash n because we want to make sure every row is in a new line. And over here, you just specify name, score, grade. Okay.
Okay, so what we're saying here is print on the file,
Yeah.
on the output file, name, score, and grade.
Yeah.
All right.
If we go here, this is how it's supposed to
Yeah.
be printed, right? There's no spaces in between each of them. So you have Robert, no space.
Okay.
Is there a space? No space. It's next to each other. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now that we are done with that, we can also show progress to the user. So whenever one input is done, you can just say a dot like this. This was actually your additional step.
Yeah, the additional thing. Yeah.
So, so let's say, okay, one input Robert is done, then we use a dot. We show a dot in the terminal, the black box, like this one,
Yeah.
we show over here.
Yes.
Okay, when the whole while loop breaks, it only breaks when the file is empty, right? Or when we are done reading the whole file.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we say printf, we can say done, or we can just say in a new line, finished, all file, results in output
Um,
file.
just a second, because I'm getting a call.
Okay.
Alo. Tamam. Yandım Sim. Sim. Yandım Sim, czekaj. Se quer شوي. شوف سب يا سمون ده نكمل ده. Okay, ciao ciao. All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. So we have a. Do you understand this last line that I wrote over here?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
It just means that we create a new line first of all, and on this line we're printing that everything ran good, and the output is in the file,
Okay, good. This is
basically.
this is for the user. And now your important question you asked me, when do we close those input and output
Yeah.
file
The
handlers?
close.
Right
All
now.
right. Yeah.
Let's close
Makes more
all of them.
sense. Yeah.
Let's close them. So file close, input, file close, output. That's it. Okay,
All
this is
right.
this is your whole program. Okay, so one thing that you want to do is make sure you have the input file. Do you have it?
The input file? No. I mean, we can create a basic one now, right? So input file and just put two values.
Yeah. So you now know what these command line arguments do, right? They read the input file. Okay,
Actually,
so
give me a second. I might have the input file.
yeah,
No, I don't.
you don't have it.
No. All right, that's okay though. We
Okay.
can just proceed because this is going to work. Yeah, I just want to understand like the logic behind everything.
Okay. So okay. So let's go here and I'll call this one as input file dot txt.
Input files, okay, and just Robert 88 and
You can just like that.
Alexia 77. Okay.
I think this is what was asked in your document, Word 1.
Yes.
Same thing.
Yep.
Okay. After that, we have the input file. Uh,
So now we just have to run the code.
Now we gotta run the code. So let's go to my command prompt. Okay. So
So GCC,
what?
the command to run it.
Yeah.
Because
GC,
I don't remember. Yeah.
GCC process marks.c. Let's make the output changed. Okay. We'll say process marks. Okay.
Process
Marks.
marks.exe.
Okay, you see what happened.
Yes.
What do we have?
I also got
Warning. So we got a warning. We needed a string.h file. Okay. So over here, header file,
include
string,
string.h.
CLS. Let's just delete this one. Actually, that worked. Warning does not mean it would break the code. It will just mean that there's just a mistake. Okay, now you can see I ran again and process
Yeah.
executable exist.
Yes.
Okay, so I remember I told you now we need in the document it said dot slash process marks. This is our executable, right?
Yes.
But we have to give in input file. Okay, this one.
Yes.
So input file what? Dot txt. That's the name of the file.
Okay.
According to this sequence, what should happen is now it should create the output file for me, right? And it should create a CSV file with the commas separated.
Yeah.
So
And it
let's,
should give you the grade.
it should give me the grades. Let's see.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, it says over here, dot is not recognized as an internal external command. It's the reason why is because I'm using Windows. So this one is not going to work. It works in Unix. So let's try with
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
process marks. Now what happened?
Alpha.csv. Yeah.
Processing rows. How many dots? One, two, three, four, five. That means one, two, three, four, five. Correct?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Finished all out. File results in output.csv. We see a new file. Oh wow.
Yep.
We can see all of them. And you can also view like this.
All right.
Okay?
Makes sense. All right. Everything here makes sense. Yeah. Wasn't that hard? Okay.
I hope that made this now. Did you write the code as well with yourself?
Yes. 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 But yeah. Send me everything either way
Okay, you
at
want?
the end of the lesson.
Okay, awesome.
Awesome. All right. So for the next topic, it's threads and con concurrency.
Okay, you want to start with that, or you want to start with pointers? Show your screen. So let's see what's the next topic.
All right.
Also, I wanted to mention we have like 15 minutes or something. So um, let's see how much we can get covered.
All right.
And if you want, we can always do more sessions too. Okay, so thread sharing a file. In this exercise, you are going to write a program where several threads run concurrently and safely right there. Can you send me this doc as well?
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome now. Sounds.
Can you send 1 second? Oh yeah, let me check it myself. One moment. Can I see? Let me download it. Opening it up with Google Doc. In the meantime, you create a new folder and yeah, start trying to do it yourself.
So what's the H? It's threads dot H. What's the H
Threads.h.
mean?
It's that's a header file. So you're creating your own header file, custom one.
Okay.
Okay, you made a threads.h and you made a main.c.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what I can do. Can you read the question?
In this exercise, you are going to write a program where several threads run concurrently and safely write their outputs to one shared file. Create a structure that contains the following fields: thread name, thread
Delay in seconds,
delay in seconds, and maximum
maximum number of
number.
prints.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead. In this exercise, you are going to write a program where several threads run concurrently and safely write their output to one shared file. Create a structure that contains the following fields: a thread name, thread delay in seconds, and maximum number of prints. Copy this structure in a header file, threads.h. Write a program, main.c, that takes an output file as a command line. Okay.
All
Argument.
right.
The program should repeatedly ask. Yes, you have anything?
Yeah. My first question is, what's a thread?
Okay, good question. Um, so, have you ever heard of processes in C language? Do you know what processes are?
I will say no. No, I don't think so.
Okay, so a thread in C is a single independent sequence of instructions that runs within a program. It is the smallest unit of execution that you can manage by an operating system scheduler. So threads allow a program to perform multiple tasks concurrently, and it makes applications more efficient and responsive. And
Okay.
in like multi-core processors, especially on
Yeah.
modern multi-core processors where tasks can run in parallel, so multiprocessing is all done with threads. Okay.
All right. Okay.
I have a video on threads as well on the YouTube channel, so I'm gonna share you all the videos as well when you're done.
All right, perfect.
Okay, so let's go ahead. I also add in one other thing. When you think about a normal program with no threads in C language, so you have like, if I go to, let's say, mm, I'm gonna share my screen so that you can see it as well. Okay, okay. Can you see my screen?
No. All
Oh,
right.
you could?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, yes.
Okay, so let me go to main.c. Okay, so if we write a simple program printf, okay, and we have a percentage a backslash n. So let's suppose we also have like sleep function, and we say sleep for 5 milliseconds.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
we say printf, and then we have percentage b backslash n. What happens in a normal program? Do you know?
It prints A, it waits, and then it prints B.
It prints a, then it waits for 5 seconds, and then it prints b, right?
Yes.
Nothing else can happen during those 5 seconds here, you see? We are just like
Yeah.
stuck. This is called a
Yeah.
single-threaded uh, application.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, single-threaded application, one thread at a time, or one thing at a time in order. So, what is a thread, you asked? A thread is like a mini worker inside a program. Each program can have many threads. This is our program main.c, right? It can have many threads. Each thread can run at the same time, and all threads belong to the same program. They share memory, files, variables. Um, Now I'll give you an example of real life analogy. Like the program is kind of like the restaurant, okay? Like suppose you go to a pizza restaurant. Threads are like the workers in the restaurant, okay? One worker cooks the pizza, one worker takes the order, and one worker cleans the tables, okay?
Yeah.
They all work at the same time. They don't wait for anybody. But
Yeah.
they are in the same place. So they're in the same main.c file, and there's going to be like so many workers. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Why do we need threads? Threads are useful when you want to do multiple things at once. For example, like suppose downloading a file from while the app is still responsive. You know, when you're on on your phone and you're downloading an app from the App Store on iPhone, but you want to still use WhatsApp, right? So it does not stop WhatsApp. It goes in the background and works and downloads the app. Okay.
Yeah.
Handling multiple users on a server. Okay, that's also like when we are on a server, Minecraft server playing a video game, 1,000 people
Yeah.
are
Okay.
playing. You understand all this,
Okay.
right? Can we
Yeah.
start?
Yeah.
Okay, we can start
Yes.
with the code now. Okay, so let's go. So first of all, what this document is asking for, do you understand what this is asking?
Yeah.
What is it saying?
So I guess like the point of it, it's like you have to enter the amount of the name of the thread,
Mm,
and then you put a delay.
right, right.
So basically, it's like we are using two threads at once,
Exactly.
and then it's so every like minute it says okay, uh, thread five, thread five, then six, then five, then six.
Hmm.
So it's showing how to use two threads at the same time.
Exactly. Let's go ahead and start. So you will make a C program that can start multiple threads like mini programs running at the same time. Each thread will repeatedly write a line like thread 5 into the same output file, what you were saying, and then sleep for a few seconds and between writes. Because many threads share the same file, it's just going to be one file with many threads. So you must prevent them from writing at the exact same time so the file doesn't get messed up, right? So you make sure one thread is writing to the file and the other threads are sleeping. Okay?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
must, okay? So if there's like two threads working on the same file, then the file can mess up. The improvement asks you to read thread settings from the input file instead of typing them. Okay? So what we're going to create these files. First one is um, let's go here. So first one we're going to call is main.c. It reads user input or input file. Right? It creates the threads. This is the file. Then there
Yeah.
is a new file which is called,
Thread.h.
yeah, thread.c. This one is used for,
Dot dot h,
yeah,
I think. But
no, we need three of them. So
oh, okay.
we need thread.h as well. So thread.c is thread function that writes to the shared file. This is going to be the implementation, while thread.h is going to be the header file, and it's going to include the struct plus function prototype. It's not going to include the definition, just the declaration. Got it? This is going to include the implementation, the definition, whereas the main.c is like the driver logic, the main code where everything runs.
Yeah.
Okay?
All right. Yeah, understood.
Okay, sounds good. Threads.h. Okay, so we're gonna go to oh yeah, so also one other thing is that I'm gonna rename this thread.h to threads.h because we're gonna have multiple threads. It doesn't really matter what naming you're giving. Sorry about that. So it doesn't really matter. Let's see if I can do threads.h. But I'm just
Okay.
gonna keep it like that. Okay. Okay, so I also wanted to mention we are a little overtime, so we can continue like 15 additional minutes. Okay.
All right. Perfect.
I'm trying my best to see if this can end, but if not, then we can always do some other session.
Yes. I mean, I'd love to learn as much as possible on this topic before we end. Yeah.
Yeah, I also don't want to rush. You know, if I go too fast, then you're not going to understand, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm going in a speed that is good for you and me.
Okay.
Okay, so in the header files, we have define, okay? If not defined, this is like header guards. We have to make sure we include these hash define threads dot underscore h. And then we also have this end if for the header.
So, what is the if def? So if defined,
If not defined,
if not defined.
then define this thing. Okay, and then end if. This is basically to prevent multiple declarations of this particular file. Only define it one time.
All right. So then define it. Okay.
Okay. Now let's go here and we'll say hash include process process thread.h. This is going to be used for header files. Okay, sorry, one second. So this is also, let me go back here. Dash include process thread.h, hash define, name length. Okay, we're creating a macro, maximum length uh, for a thread name, and we'll just give it as 64 characters.
All right. Okay.
Okay, and also we have a type definition, so typ, definition of struct, and we're gonna call it as thread info. This struct holds the settings for one thread, and it would include the name of the thread, and in the name we put in the name length, 64 characters is maximum. The delay,
Mm-hmm.
how much it sleeps for, delay in seconds. The max writes. This is all mentioned in your document, okay?
Yeah.
Constant.
Delay cycle.
And now this is the output file, which output file it should target. So pointer output file. And then we have pthread mutex t percent file mutex.
So what's the mutex thing?
Okay, 1 minute, I'll explain you. And I have to give a thread info over here. So,
I understand everything except the mutex.
okay, good. So, um, if you go to the p, it's a shared lock to protect file writing. Okay, it's one thread at a time. It's like a lock. So when a thread is running a file, it makes sure that other threads are not writing on the same file at the same time. So one thread at a time. So that's why it needs this mutex lock to prevent others to enter. Okay, it's like I go inside a room, I lock the door so that nobody else can enter the room. Okay, when I'm done, I open the lock and then others can join. You understand?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So now that we have the thread info, we are also gonna make sure we have a function that each pthread runs. So this is a function which is gonna be called thread main, and we have void command line argument. That's
All
just the
right.
function. We're not gonna define that right now. It's just
All
declared.
right.
Okay. Now in the thread dot c
See.
file, yeah, we're gonna now include header files. So first one is the threads .h header file. You can understand from this is that we're getting this one threads .h and we're importing
Yeah.
it in here in the C file.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That's how you're supposed to be doing it. Then we have include stdio.h.
Yeah.
We also have unis unistd.h.
And
This
this one is for
for sleeping, for the sleep
all right,
functions.
for sleeping. Yeah.
And then we also have stdlib.h, standard library. Okay, this is for freeing up space or pointers. So
Yeah.
now we have to define the function. Remember the thread main?
Yep. The one. Yeah.
Yeah, the thread main function here. We're gonna have to make sure we define it here. So again, we use the same prototype declaration, which is void arguments. And we have to define here, like what do we need? So there's a definition that we need to start with. Uh, thread info, and then pointer to info is equal to
That
thread.
info is pointing to info. Yes. Okay.
Got this?
Yes.
And it's gonna convert void pointer back to thread info pointer.
Yes.
We use a for loop. We go from 0 all the way to the info max writes, and then we increment by 1 all the time. Pthread underscore mutex lock. Remember you were asking what is this? It is used to lock the door first. Think of it like a thread going inside a room. It locks the door first, and then it performs its file writes, and then it unlocks the door. Okay,
All right.
so you'll see p thread mutex unlock. See, so it will perform some actions here. Perform
All right,
action, and
sure.
then it will unlock the door. Okay.
So that's the only way to write in a thread. I mean, to use a thread,
This is the
that a
safe
different thread.
safe way, because if you don't use mutex locks, then there's going to be 20 threads in one file, and that is not good. Like everyone's changing values.
Okay,
One
okay, okay.
one thread is making
Yeah.
sum to 10, the other making it sum to 14, the other making sum to 16. Like it's not
Oh,
lasting.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Okay.
Mm, That's why. Okay. Let's create a file pointer, and it's called a file, and we're gonna open up the file open, in append mode. Okay. So append mode means read at the end of the file. So if file is null, again, you know that if it not exists, then you can just say, um, so let's just delete this stuff. And we just say file print f error opening, or we'll just say file thread percentage s. This is the name of the thread, backslash n, and then the info name. This is just gonna tell that this file thread was not working and it closed, so it would return null. Or basically,
Right.
instead of null, we'll just say file close the the input file. Okay. Now this is how we unlock it. Remember, I said this is how you unlock the thread.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah, okay.
and then you want to make sure you sleep the thread so that it doesn't come again for some time. So it delays. So info delays some seconds, whatever the time
Yeah.
we specified. After that, you have a free the info. We allocated the struct on the heap in main, so it must so free it here. We have to make sure that's free, and then we also return null. Okay, so you can see over here. This is basically most of the information for the definition file, which is the thread.c. Now,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
now we just have to go to the main.c and we have to write the code for that, which I feel like it could take me more time, but I would recommend I can send you a version of it where I can provide it after this session, but you can write on your own, understand this, and practice it, which can help you.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I think I'll do that. Yeah. All right.
okay. Hope you had a good session. Hope you understood a lot.
Yeah. All right.
And also one thing I would appreciate if we go to the Fiverr order,
And I approve it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
approve, and also can you just also make sure that um, you leave a 5-star review?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like 2, 3 lines, 5-star review really helps the profile build, and it's a small appreciation for.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, sure.
All right, thank you. And also, I look forward maybe for additional sessions. I'm going to provide you with video links for some of the videos, and I'm also going to be providing you the what's it called? The source code for both threads and the.
Yeah, yeah, if you can send me the videos after this session at the end of it, I mean like now, I'd appreciate it. I want to look at some stuff about threads.
Okay, one second.
And
Let me
the
do it.
problem about the problem is because this exam is closed book, so like basically it means there's no notes, right? So that's the hard part about it, because I have to really understand everything as I'm gonna code, and if I forget something like one line of code,
Augment
the
code
program
just
won't run.
outperforms.
Right. So what I
That's
would
why it's very difficult.
what I would say is write the code on paper, then understand like that. It's kind of like you learn through that. This is one
Yeah,
bit.
that, mhm.
Okay, one second. I'm gonna provide you.
That's some good advice, actually. I should try it on paper. Yeah.
That's how I used to do it when I was in college. It helps better. Like if you type it, sometimes you don't remember. But if you write on paper, you remember. Okay, did you receive that video I gave you?
Yes,
This is the
yes.
threads video I made. And the other video you were talking about. Which one is the other one? Multi-file. Okay,
The file one, yeah.
multi-files.
Um, so these videos are on C.
Yes, there the concepts will match. Exact same.
All right.
When you become more expert in coding, you'll understand that C and C++ are almost the
Prototypes,
same stuff.
one specific for
You'll understand that most of them are the same stuff. So,
I don't know. In my mind, C is a language which is never used.
yeah, it's like 50 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
But
What even is the point?
so actually, you will, if you become a good C programmer, you are the best programmer actually. If you are Python or like JavaScript, those are like new technologies, and also they're not new too, they're old, but C was used to build all this stuff. Like C is used to
Yeah,
create Python, C used to make
yeah.
everything, operating system, Windows, all compilers, everything.
I mean, yeah, of course, it makes sense because you have more options. You go very in detail, but yeah, yeah, it's
I know, I
very
know.
complicated at the same time.
Mm. Yeah, I mean,
I I I think C is good if you are like gonna become a computer scientist or something like that. But
right. Yeah, it's like good for PhD level.
yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I'm gonna send you both the
Scripts.
yeah
Yeah.
both the zip files, and you can go and check it out on Fiverr. One second, let me send a zip compressed zip, two files. Okay. Uh, you would see in the order page, there's gonna be a option to approve and leave feedback, so you can do that over there. Let me know if you received the zip file. Did you receive it?
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
I re
So
yeah,
as for because last time we spoke, we had a short meeting, and you said if I needed a second lesson, that's gonna be a somewhat of a discount.
right. So the next lesson, if you want to do it, I can do for um $70. Is that okay with you?
All right. So we keep in touch, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
And if you want more, I can make you as a regular student. I normally don't charge this. Here's my WhatsApp number. I actually send it to you on the Google Meet. I can also do
Okay.
60 per session, $60 if you want to do recurring sessions every week or something. Okay?
Okay.
That's actually a
All
good
right. Yeah,
good deal. Mm.
sure. I'll add that. All right.
All right, thank you. Make sure to leave the feedback, a 5-star one. I would really appreciate. And
Yeah.
thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.